for Outlook.
For or fur?
For Outlook. You talk off. Outlook is a very personal thing, so there's different ways of doing everything, and everyone does it differently. So I'm just going to show you kind of best practices, some hints, some tricks on how to do things, and you all get to see my emails, what I'm working on. There's a
Hope you went through it.
I did. I did.
Emailing her like,
hey, Michelle. Just to start off, Mike is working on implementing some policies on organizing your emails. A lot of people just like to keep everything in their inbox, and a good practice is to have some people have 50, some keep 20 in their inbox, just as a reminder. They say to use it as an inbox as it's sitting on your desk. So you're not going to have hundreds of things sitting on your inbox on your desk.
Have you been to my office?
That's true. Unless you're Greg. Unless your name's Greg or Merrill. So they say that the inbox should only contain messages that you have not read, messages that you need to act on, and messages where follow-up is necessary. I like to keep 20 in my inbox. Right now, you can see right here on the bottom left corner, I have 30. Quick little way to figure out how many emails you have. In the last 2 days, I did not file any of my emails. Evan, Graydon, are you guys guilty?
No, I'm just saying my number's really big over there in the corner.
So I haven't filed any of my emails in the last 2 days, just so I can show you guys quick ways. So when a message comes in, you should either read it and file it, which all your files are over here, and I'll go over those in a minute. You should read it and delete it. You should read it, take care of it immediately, and then file and delete it. Or you can keep it in the inbox only if there's additional action required. So those are the 4 things that you need to do with an email whenever it comes in. How do I know if there's additional
I have to go through my 1,500 emails.
So, read it, delete it. Chipotle, our phone systems, you can have it connected to your inbox, so when you have a voicemail, it will show up in your inbox. I got a call from Chipotle saying that my credit card was declined.
But we're eating their food.
But we're eating anyway, so.
What?
I know, right?
So it's free, right?
Mm-hmm, free lunch.
Those show up like when we're traveling on our smartphone. Some of us on our smartphones are. So those voicemails show up as an email.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way to access who they're coming from, or you can't open them, you can't look at them, you can't see who. It just says.
We do have the option, correct me if I'm wrong, Vanessa, to disable this. Mm-hmm. If you don't want them to show up in your inbox.
No, I'm not saying I don't, but if I'm traveling and I see I've got 8 messages, then what I need to do is call my office, get my thing.
Yep, you need to call in.
When you click play, they want to play from your desk phone. It doesn't want to play from your smartphone because that's where you have the sound coming out of.
Yeah.
So when you click play, it automatically picks up your cell phone and starts playing your voicemail.
Also, that's what it's been doing while I've been gone.
Yeah.
It's playing it in my office.
Yeah. When you click play, it's going to play it on your cell phone.
Okay.
So.
So action, I've listened to it. I do need to call them back, make sure the credit card goes through. So this little flag right here, you probably have never done anything with it. If you click on it, it will create a reminder for you to follow up with.
Can I stop you right there?
Yes.
There's a question, because then when you go to file that email that you flagged, and you file it down one of your files, it didn't shut off the flag down here.
Correct.
So then you, geez, now where did that email go? Now you're searching through all of your files to take the flag off. Is there an easy way to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
So this, I'm going to put it over here in events because it has to do with Lunch and Learn. So it's gone, but you can still go to your tasks right here.
Okay.
Click on that, and it's right here. Unfortunately, it just shows up as voice message.
Yeah, just like the smartphone, you don't know what it is.
Yeah, you don't know what it is.
It has them all grouped.
I have mine sorting by category right now, so it's files, but it's still marked as a task.
Okay.
And if you mark these as a task just by clicking right here, it will set you a reminder for that same day. Another way to set it as a task is to open it. That's that one. To open it, again, there's another button up here across the top that says follow up. Click on it, and you can tell it when you want it to follow up. So you can click on custom, and you can put in a day, or cool trick. I don't know what next Friday is. You can type in next Friday in the start date, and it will automatically calculate when the next Friday is, or first Monday in April. It will automatically look and see what the first Monday in April is.
But if I haven't cleared the flag, I can go back to task and it'll still work.
Yep.
So I don't have to search through the folders.
Yep.
And then how do you clear the flag?
Let me show you one more of the way that you guys can set a follow-up. You can click and hold on an email and just drop it over here on task. And it will automatically pull open a task screen, and then you can set your start date, your due date, and all of that. So
typical Microsoft, there's 4 ways to do it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ways. Just depends on how you prefer to do it.
4 clicks to nowhere, you'd like to say.
Just depends on how you want to do it. So this email from Roger Kerr about the website, say I need to follow up on it. So I followed up on it, did all the actions that need to be done. All you need to do to complete it is check on this again and see it turns into a little check. So it marks it as complete, and it takes it off your task list.
When I click on mine, it says I can clear it.
If you clear it,
If you right-click.
it deletes it from a task, saying that it was never a task to begin with.
Well, it was a reminder.
Yeah.
Was
So-
the task was a reminder, so then I'm done with my reminder. I can the flag.
The difference
But again,
is,
it's a personal thing.
it's a personal thing. The difference is, I mean, like, no, I've got to find that. And right here, this is the one I just marked. If you clear it, it takes it away from this list. If you check it as complete, it keeps it on the list. It just crossed through it, saying that you did it, and it proves the action was done. If you clear it, it takes it completely off this list, and it shows that no action was ever done on that message.
Even if you filed it in a folder?
Correct.
So I have all of these undone tasks because, well, if I cleared it, it's gone.
Yeah, if you clear it, it's gone.
Okay.
And the same thing, Roger Kerr, if I need to set an appointment with him, I can click on it and drag it over to calendar, release, and it brings up an appointment regarding this email. So if you get an email from an owner with specific information in an email and you want to set an appointment, that's a quick, easy way to set an appointment without having to type in all the dirty details. It automatically takes it and creates a calendar item or a task. Any questions on that? Folders, real fast. Everybody's folders are different. I talked to Bob briefly. He does his completely different than I do mine. Mine are all separated in different areas of my job. Are at contact management database, telecom, any pre-quals, proposals that I work on, anything that goes into employee relations, on and on. There's different ways to do it. Client information, I do so many different things for clients and proposals that I just dump everything into here. And then to search, there's a box right above that has a little magnifying glass. You can type in any term if I want to find any emails that have to do with the ENR rating, type it in. I didn't find anything. Let's see what else.
Sometimes you have to click go below on search all.
Yeah.
Because it might be deleted.
Yes. And
Search the deleted.
another cool search function that people aren't aware of is this little button to the right. It has 2 arrows pointing down. If you click on it, it's a query. It's just an advanced search option. So you can type in who it's from, like Allison. I can't even. And I knew it was from Allison, and it was about potash. I can't spell. Oh my. Search brings up all of the emails from Allison regarding potash. And then
any folder.
just in the folder that,
For the last one.
just in this folder.
Just in that folder.
And then if you want to go further, there's another option that says try searching again in all mail items.
Okay. So if you see, a lot of times, sometimes we accidentally
Correct.
save something in a wrong folder, and you don't notice it until you've gone back and seen, oh, why did that end up there? It should have been over here.
Correct.
And so
And up there, it tells you where it is.
Yeah.
there it tells you where it is,
Yep.
so you can go looking for it and move it to the right folder.
Yep, right here it says in folder. If it expanded more, it would tell you it's in client.
Basically a fat finger kind of thing.
Yeah.
When you're clearing out the mailbox at the end of the week and you're dragging them and
Or
you
old
grab
guy
the wrong
thing.
one.
Or old guy thing.
An old guy thing. Old man.
No birthday joke.
Especially.
So yeah, it's just that try searching all mail folders is really nice. It searches all of the folders, including your sent items and your deleted items. So if you accidentally delete something, it's still in there. In this ag criteria, you can search any of these items. If there's an attachment, when you got it, like find all of the emails sent to me yesterday, you can find those. So really easy search options. Folders, are you going to be like job specific, Mike?
Just depends on what we come up with today. Going forward, we'll be developing a project management folder management system for the jobs. Because we want to have easy access to them in claim situations or change order
That's
negotiations or
365.
whatever. So that will help us. That will help us determine it. But for the purposes of today, it's just non-project, just your personal. Do it however you want to do it, but just use folders. Just it will make your life easier. It will make everybody's easier. Just try not to leave too many things in your inbox. It will, there's just a lot of good reasons to do that. So it's like Michelle said, she and Bob have 2 different ways of doing it, but they do it, and it's systematic and it's organized. That's the important thing.
You can do subfolders as well, right? So you can have
Yes.
a folder project and then subfolders for each individual project.
Like in my promotional items, I had different folders for the portfolios, safety t-shirts, telecom, like I have different subfolders that divide them out.
And you have subfolders.
Business cards and all the completed items.
How do you set those up?
It's really easy. It's just like you're setting it up in the G Drive. All you have to do is go to Inbox, right-click, new folder, and it sets a new folder. Super easy.
And the same as a subfolder.
Mhm.
What folder you want to put a subfolder in. Right.
Correct. There.
You
So.
can name them whatever you want.
So you can do it by job, and then like Blaine do Cherokee, then do change orders. So any email having to do a change order, any billing, any correspondence with the engineer.
So we can do a lot of times, we're sitting here, we're looking at all the ins, but we're not looking at the sent items. Can you subfolder your sent items?
Yes.
Well, can you take your sent items and put them up in your folder like Cherokee?
Yes.
That's the one.
You can?
You can take sent items and move them over to your inbox.
Well, which is easier?
And it will show, the trick is it will show it's from you. So this SME annual meeting, I sent
It's
this.
better to send them and leave them in sent, but same thing. So like when we're dealing with SKG back and forth, and we do a lot of sends, but really the meat of our conversations in our sends. We get a query, but when we respond to it, you go to send in like mine, and there's 5,000
sent items.
sent
I can keep tabulating until they archive.
When do they archive?
When you
let it. When it comes up, says you want to archive.
So I
You
just
need to talk to Mike Thompson about that. Say no.
And I'll let it.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah. Because
I think summer from Jen
that he can set your machine up so it doesn't have you to do that. So you mistakenly say okay, it backs up to the machine, not at that because we don't want that.
Goes to your
We
seat.
want it to network. I learned that 3 months ago.
Okay.
Out of what I have in my inbox right now.
Yes, Patty.
Can't you create a rule so that when it's about a certain email, it's automatically pushed to that folder?
You can. Do we want to go into
Outlook
rules?
17.
Oh.
Do you guys want to learn about rules?
Yes.
You know what rules are? Rules are
But yes, you can.
like Michael J. Bodell. I get a lot of emails from him,
You do.
as everyone does. So I have my own folder right here. And JB, and also I get some from you, multiple from you.
In the middle of the
In the middle of the night. So I can set up a rule that the Outlook will look through all of my inbox, and whenever I get an email from Mike, it will automatically go to that folder. So let me remark these as unread.
I mean, after you've read it, it will automatically.
Yeah.
Oh, and you might have noticed how she just selected multiple emails just now. If you're moving things around or setting reminders, it's just like, you know, Excel and all that. You can hit Shift, click down the next 4, and archive them that way. It's very helpful.
When you set up your rules, it automatically sends the message to a folder. It applies an action.
Even when it comes in. So you
Yeah.
have to go there to see if you even have it, right?
But it will still, if you get an email, if I get an email from Mike after I set up this rule, it will go to his folder, but it will show as unread.
It'll show it in brackets that you've got an email.
Mhm.
in this
Yep.
folder.
But then you got to go to that folder to see it.
Correct.
Correct.
That's where the why doing it.
So real fast, how to set up rules is it's under Tools, Rules and Alerts right here. And I have one set up so all of my newsletters that I get goes directly into my newsletter junk email folder. So all you do is hit New Rule, and then it gives you options. If it's from someone, you want to move it to a folder. So that's the one I want to do. And then click Next. And then it gives you a ton of options of how to search the incoming mail. So if there's a word in the message, a word in the body, if it's from somebody. So you kind of have to go through and figure out what you're trying to accomplish. So this one is from a person or a distribution list. Click on it, and it will come up with everyone here at Bodell. If you have a different email, you can type it in. So Michael J. Bodell, so from him, okay. And then I want to move it to a specific folder. Click on that, and then direct yourself to where the folder is. Okay, next, next. Sorry, and there's just a lot of next. There's a lot to go over, but just general. And then when you get done, hit apply. And let's just, sorry. You don't have to do that part. So now those 2 messages that I had marked as unread are now over here.
Oh.
Finish showing.
It also bolds it too.
Those are unread
Yeah.
because I marked them unread.
There's a shortcut to do that too.
Why don't you share it with us?
Go to the name of whoever you want. Go to your inbox. go to, say, chat. Then go to your rules. Go to where it says mic down at the bottom. And it should automatically come up with chat after. And then you go to your folder after. It'll automatically make it for that individual person. I mean, you already have it set up on that one, but if you're doing a new rule, it'll be blank. So go to new rule, people, and it should automatically come up. It should.
It should.
Yeah.
Well, he's not in, it may not be because he's not in my address book.
You should be able to do it on anybody that's in there.
Really?
It's just a faster way to do it.
There you go.
Now people are going to come bug you.
No.
I know. If you have problems, Adam's more than happy to help you. And another way, besides searching this search box, is to sort. You guys know how to sort an email? Super easy. I want to find all messages from Gary LaFurla. Oh, that's a bad one. Or Chipotle. So I just hit from, and it sorts it alphabetically by anybody that's in my inbox. Or you can do it in any folder. Sort it by then who it's from, and it goes alphabetically. Same as subject. Click on subject, it sorts it alphabetically, and it groups it by subject. So if there is a strand of emails, it will group it together.
You can also sort by whether it has an attachment or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can, like, there's some file that I know Cray sent me, but I can't remember when. Name, and then the attachment, and you can search through what those
You can change it as well. Like if you right-click on from, you can sort it arrange by. You can sort it by date, conversation, to, from.
Lots of different options for sorting. Okay, that's quick for the mail section.
Okay,
yes.
Before you leave that, you know, you come up with a whole bunch of different options and things you can do. And you start playing with it and moving stuff around, and pretty soon you're completely lost and your screen's completely screwed up. How can you go back to original and start over?
Undo?
You can't.
Reset? No, I'm serious. You know?
Unfortunately, I don't know of a way that you can do that. You just have to go back and say, okay, I want my, I just printed. No. I just got a Chipotle online.
Just those mouse settings, so they're not so...
you just have to go in and say, view, I want my reading pane back. I want my calendar. There's no way to just go back.
There's not a factory reset button.
Go down by your computer and then just...
Tell Mike. Or you get it. I'll have Mike.
But if you filed something away, gee, I don't know where I filed it, just remember the search feature.
Yeah.
And that way you'll always get
well,
back to where you want.
Don't forget, if you delete it, there is a deleted box there. You can go back and grab it. If you delete it on accident, you can go grab it and bring it back in.
Unless it was more than 12 months ago.
Does
Mike got the
is it set up for
sure.
12 months?
Yeah, he figures after a year you should.
Well, that's not, hopefully that's not, well, maybe it is.
Is the stuff that you're telling us we should only have a certain amount of emails sitting on this box right here, and to move them into folders. Are folders then stored in a different place than emails? Because I know that there's been a time when we've overloaded the system because of all of this.
Well,
It just partitions it for your review.
Is all.
Database-wise. It's still just a few.
And it's backed up every night.
Well, so is this stuff.
Well, everything on our, everything backs up on our system except for anything that's on your C drive, which is on the computer, and then that does not get backed up. So that's
correct.
The main reason for not backing them up.
It backs up when you log out, not when you turn it off. So remember that. And it doesn't back up if you lock your computer, if that's just access. So if you want it to back up at the end of the day, log out, log back in.
Just count as log out.
I don't think so.
It doesn't log you off, it just locks your
If you don't log out, I think it still backs up.
Because
I did that this morning.
I just turned
Yeah,
mine
I
asleep.
do that.
Were you doing the same?
I would, Merrill originally told us at the end of the day, during the week, just log off. And that way our computer gets backed up. At the end of the week, you turn it off because over the weekend, you don't need to leave it running. That was the last directive that we were told to do.
We'll get further instructions from Mike on when it's
I'm pretty sure even if you forget to log out, as long as you don't have a file open, it'll get backed up.
I don't.
And so if you have Excel open and you leave that night and accidentally it doesn't back up, but if it's closed, then it will get backed up even if you don't log out. That's what he told me.
We'll verify.
We can confirm that.
Yeah, we'll verify and let
Had
people
Outlook
know.
questions and Michelle's not around. You can ask Randall if he's here, but don't ask Mike. He doesn't know. And he will, the head will.
I have a
Back
question.
He's
They'll
only
let
back.
you know,
When
too.
it's Outlook, it's only back.
And I think you were kind of already talking about this, but so I get a notification a lot that my mailbox is almost full because I don't like to delete things.
Lately you've been getting this?
Yeah, because I don't like to delete things because I don't know if I'm going to need it or whatever. And a lot of ours are like for estimating in projects. And so I've started moving my inbox folders, like for past projects, onto my C drive because I didn't know where else to put them. So, because I don't want to delete them yet, just in case. So, is that okay? Like, what am I supposed to do with them?
Well, were you talking folders that are over 12 months?
Some of them are, yeah, and I guess we could probably delete those, but it just makes me nervous because then if we did a project again that's similar or from the same owner.
Just archive it. Archive it and it'll free up your whatever's allocated. And then you can go all the way to the bottom. Underneath your thing, it'll say archive. Scroll down.
On
your tool, this way.
Right here.
It says archive. It'll move everything into there.
Oh.
So you'll have an inbox in there. If you open, you have an inbox in there, and then you can pull all your old emails out.
Okay, and that will clean up my inbox?
Yeah.
It will stop telling me that it's almost full?
Yes. You're filling up the server. You're not filling up that.
That will do that because archive is still part of the system, and he's allocated you only so many ones and zeros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I put it
up, it don't
in my, like I have a separate thing under my documents where I put my past emails, but I don't know. There's a lot, and I guess maybe I do need to just...
365 might change this, but a good practice a couple times a year to do is to go into your deleted items, sort by attachment, because those are the big ones, and then just kind of use your select and scroll tool to highlight multiple items, and just all the newsletters and all the stuff you don't need,
Right.
kind of clear those out. That'll open up some cache memory for it.
She like us, she's got files in there that have got 3,000 drawings attached to them.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Well,
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
well, yeah, anyways, okay.
You can
I will
probably set up
archive
another
them.
PST file on your actual computer to save it too.
PST file?
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that can help with that is, probably going to say this 10 more times, but 365 might change this, but a best practice with big files is don't email them. Transfer them via FTP or Dropbox or something like that. It's best not to email. Some small spreadsheet or letters with Word isn't going to hurt anything, but when you're transferring big files, if that's how the owner is distributing it to us, then that's how it is. But it's best not to email a lot of that stuff out and transfer those via FTP or other means.
Any other questions on mail?
Yes. Can you you've created a folder,
Yeah.
say for a job site. The job's come, gone, you're completed. You kept it sitting there for 6 months. Can you take that folder and move it to your computer to C drive or somewhere, that whole folder, and then you want to keep it for at least another year or something, just in case things come up. There's no
Job
point.
emails, we want to put those in the job
Yeah.
file, and we're going to save those forever.
It's
Because we're
really-
going to put those on the cloud.
Yeah, it's really easy just to save the whole folder to a zip drive, or you can export it. It's some steps that we don't need to go into, but you export it, save it, and then it's just one file that you can put with your job files that says emails and correspondence.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, calendar. Moving on. We want to encourage you guys to use your Outlook calendar. Couple of reasons. When you set up a meeting, we have that other people in the company can see if you're going to be in or out of the office. You have a shared calendar, so we know, like today, I can open this, our Lunch and Learn, click on Scheduling Assistant, and when this updates, I can see when everyone is in the office, what time they have meetings, so I can schedule a meeting knowing that someone's in the office.
Your privacy is protected. It's not going to say what it is. It's just going to say that you're busy. And so it helps with scheduling. It helps to know with attendance.
Don't you have to share that?
Since we're on an Exchange server, it's already shared.
So everything I put in mine?
I can't see details. I can just see if
That's
you're
good.
available.
See, I'll look online. There's those hash marks, so it just says, I'm doing something at that time. It doesn't say what it is.
I mean,
I'm not
you know, when the twins call, set up a lunch, I don't want everybody to know.
So we want you guys to start using this. A couple of things when you set up an appointment that we want to bring to your attention is up here across the top. I mean, you guys all know how to set up a meeting. You know, everyone? Invite attendees, and then it's just the email address, same as everything. Right here, there's a button. It's called Private. I don't want to know if you have a doctor's appointment, if you have lunch with the twins. Like, I don't need to know that. It's for your own personal scheduling.
Bunny lips and bunny hips.
Maybe I can send some shirts.
One of them gets it.
So again, private.
Private.
So in other words, if
The use
you're,
of the private button.
you're setting up an appointment that you personally want to remember, doctor's appointment or something like
Stuff of your own.
then you would put it there as private, correct?
Correct.
Same thing with tasks. You know,
Or tasks.
I need to do this.
Yeah, PSRs are due
Fix
at noon
lawnmower.
or something. Yeah.
Private.
The time zone is another thing. If you set it up for
That's what I was going to
a meeting, the time zone, you've seen that with the problem with
It's
Hawaii.
screwed up. Always screwed up
Yeah.
when we travel.
Yeah.
Always.
Always,
I cannot. I
If
defy
you
anyone to help me, because if I set something up here
Here's
and I go to
if-
Hawaii
if
and
you-
the time zone's in, I'm okay with Utah time.
if you're specific with time zone when your smartphone changes, it should automatically
it
change.
automatically changes.
Sure it does. Okay.
But you have to be specific and set the time zone, because if you
Right.
don't, then it just floats.
It floats. The way to do it is there's a button across the top, time zones. Click on it right here. Oops, there it is, all day event. You schedule the meeting in the time zone that it is going to occur.
Yeah.
So if you're
And
having a 7:30
If you don't specifically do it, it will float.
If you have a 7:30 a.m. meeting in Hawaii, you set it for Hawaii. You don't set it for Mountain Standard Time because it will stay.
And then when your device enters that new zone, it knows, oh, I got to update for this. Here's
Yeah.
where I am. And it moves everything around.
And here is a cool little thing for you guys that have jobs in different time zones. You have to set it when it's in the day view, so you have the time going down. If you right-click on the time, it brings up this little thing, change time zone. Click on that. You can set 2 different time zones so you can see what time it is here, right next to what time it is in Hawaii. So I'll put Salt Lake City. I want to show an additional time zone. Hawaii, change this to Hawaii. Okay. And right here, Hawaii and Salt Lake City.
Cool.
So if you have one in Colorado, or
So when you're like me, you're like, okay, is it the 3-hour time of the year or the 4-hour?
Oh, it's maddening.
You'll figure it out.
So when you set up a meeting here, set your time zone. I want a 10 o'clock meeting in Hawaii on the 19th, save and close. Here it is right here. 10 o'clock a.m. meeting is at 2 o'clock here. So when Allison, you're sending out the bids, instead of saying like 10 o'clock
all day
Hawaii Standard Time, you can just set it as 10 o'clock Hawaii Standard Time, and it will automatically go to whatever time zone your computer is. And Mike Thompson assured me that we're set so that wherever you go, your time zones update on your computers. So make sure
So
you
we know who to blame if it doesn't work.
Mike Thompson.
It'll take 9 weeks to fix.
So we want you guys to use
Only
time
after he's
zones
had his medication.
just because we're working in Hawaii and Salt Lake.
Okay, I like that. I use that one.
There you go.
You only do 2 time zones, though, right?
Yes, only 2 time zones. So again, it's
you can only be in 2 places at once. Not true.
So again, to do that, you have to be in the day view, right-click on the actual time, change time zone, and you can do there. And you can swap time zones, so it just swaps the position of the 2. So up here where it says Hawaii first, it will switch it.
So like the Papua New Guinea's tomorrow plus 8, it would move it to the next day.
Yep. So kind of.
You have to know that Papua New Guinea's in Sydney's time zone.
Yeah, just to know what Pacific time zone it is.
And another thing that's not showing up because this computer is not connected to the phone is right here on your appointment is another, it's called call handling mode, and it's directly linked to your telephone. So your standard mode, your out of office, in the meeting modes. When you set your meetings, try to use this. Again, it will tell Vanessa if you're out of the office, if you're in a meeting, or where you're at. Since we don't have the in and out board anymore up at the front, this is it.
Please use your phones. Please.
Yes.
Now, so use that not to show as busy, out of office, that other
This,
by current request.
they serve 2 different purposes. This right here is when other people are looking at your Outlook calendar.
Okay.
This one over here is when, for Vanessa, if you're out of the office.
So the only problem I see with that, some of the appointments that schedules all day events like bids and things like that, and if we're not conscious of it, then our phone will go into meeting status for the whole day.
Yes, it does.
Because you need to change it to free so that
You have to.
it's linked with your calendar.
Yeah. So when you schedule it, you need to make sure that it says standard here, that it's selected as standard. Because default is in a meeting.
Before we had that problem, and so I just made it so every meeting I was just available because I would forget to turn my phone back when I'm sitting here today.
You can take that off, but if you take it off when you leave and you're on vacation or whatever, just remember to change your mode on your phone. So you can take it off if you guys don't like it, but you would just have to remember to change the mode.
So recurrence. When you're setting a meeting up, you can set it to recur every week. So if you have a weekly owners meeting, set that up. Recurs every 3 weeks.
Every 3 Mondays.
Yep, any option pretty much that you want.
And that's just for setting it up in your calendar, or you can send it out.
You can send it out.
Either way.
Right, the invite and attendees.
Oh.
And you can put in the email address there. So, any questions or specific things you want to see on calendars?
I'd like to just make one comment on that shared calendar. Years ago, there was a couple of other people here, and the one guy was very good at looking at that shared calendar, and he'd go ahead and set the other guy's appointments for him without him knowing. So just because you can see our calendar, I don't think you still need to ask if you're available and not assume and set someone's calendar for them. And that did happen, and that became a real problem with that shared calendar.
You can't set appointments for people. You invite them, and they can accept or decline. The only reason for a shared calendar is to see if someone's available.
Well, he was able to do it.
I have a question.
Will you show me how to get back to that shared calendar?
Mm-hmm.
You got there real fast last time.
Open.
Oh, you don't even know.
Well, I know.
Create it in the monthly.
Isn't it open the shared calendar in Dropbox?
When you create a meeting, your scheduling assistant.
Oh. That's based on attendees invited, you know, and show everybody.
Well, that's different than a true shared calendar.
Yeah.
This is just showing people's availability. But like what you're saying, Happy, someone say, "Oh, look at all the availability between 1 and 2. I'll schedule a meeting."
Schedule a meeting. Boom. Everybody be there.
But you maybe block that time out. Like, I got to prepare for my 2 o'clock in that time frame, so I'm really not available. Or I'm driving back from wherever I was. So there is a risk with people should still check.
Yeah.
But at least gives you an idea if the majority of your
That's right. Give you a quick snapshot that, hey, it looks like maybe I can send this out as a request. Maybe everybody's available for this day at this time.
But if you go to shared calendar ones, that's a different thing. That's someone's
different.
ability to create appointments for you, not just invite you, but create appointments. And
So I created.
He would see that he was available and go over and boom, make an appointment. And huh? You want me to name names? Shane Anderson did it for Leroy Humke constantly, and he was ready to kill him, and he all but did.
So when I'm creating an appointment, like I can type you guys in, right? So I'm going to invite you, and then just click on the scheduling assistant. And this is just for people in our office, just for Vodell Construction employees. I mean, like owners, we don't know their calendar. It's not shared with us. So
that's too bad.
But it shows that you guys are in a meeting.
And you just change the date of the start time because you want to do this on the 20th, right? So it's going to show you the calendar for the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't have anything to do. Cool.
Yeah.
You can go fishing.
Vanessa, did you have a question? Yeah. So when Hoppy said shared calendar, I thought he meant something different, but he was talking about the scheduling assistant. But when you share a calendar and you mark your appointments as private and you share your calendar with somebody else, is there a way to allow those people to see those private appointments and change them?
Mark it unprivate.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If it's private,
is that question?
Yep.
If it's private, it's only for you. You're the only one that can change it.
Gotcha.
You're the only one that can view the specifics of a meeting. That's a private meeting. Anything else?
Could you show everybody the public calendars just to run through those?
It's kind of tricky to get into if you don't know where it's at. There's a little folder down here. It's called Folders List. When you click on that, another list pulls up right here. If you scroll down to the bottom, there's a folder called Public Folders. Click on that, and then click on All Public Folders. And then there's a whole list of calendars, tasks, and contacts to open up.
Some of those are pretty antiquated.
Yes.
Some of them aren't used. The ones that are, however, if you don't want to go through these steps, ask. This is one thing that Mike can help you with. Is he can make the shortcuts to those that are up at the top. That's your default area. So you can just click on a checkbox, and it'll open up what Michelle's about to show you on the right-hand side, along with yours.
I mean, basically, the general company calendar is about the only thing that's up to date, isn't it?
That and the job cost calendar, the JC reporting.
Vodell
Allison still got long hair there.
Vodell personnel, Vanessa does keep this updated. This is where we have to go to get updated employee contact information. So all of us are in here. Bob, you're in here.
You just don't have a picture yet?
Yeah.
We're on that. Mike's in here. I don't know if Adam's in here. He is. Oh, there he is. So everyone's in here. So if
Better
you...
than his mohawk.
So how can we get this to a point where it syncs with our phones? Because I don't.
None of these in the public folder can sync with your phone.
But we should be able to copy it up into the area.
Correct. If you want these, you have to copy them up to your personal contacts.
Sorry, Jeff.
You can do those individually, but I'm wondering if you just select 3 and right-click and see if there's.
I had to recreate all the contacts after somebody deleted them.
Why is that too?
Oh,
It doesn't.
it looks like you have to do that individually.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I can give you a hard time.
So Bodell personnel's in here. Architects, clients, engineers, those are not really used anymore. We have a different contact management database that we're using. Company service request.
Computer service request is officially, you can feel free to still send an email to administrator, but officially this is where you go to, hey, Mike Thompson, I need help with this, or I have a problem with that, or whatever.
Okay. What else was in here? The JC.
It shows the general
company calendar.
Okay, so yeah, the JC calendar, just so you know that, if you're wondering when first passes are due over the course of the year, when we're going to have PSRs, all that, that's supposed to be set up. It's not. Last year.
I was just thought it was my calendar.
Yeah, no, put up.
Okay.
General company calendar. This is for this conference room. So I scheduled a lunch and learn for today from 11:30 to 1:30. So this is where if you need the conference room,
or if there's a bid, or if there's some training, or if there's a special event, you know, whatever.
Or praise off.
Or if you're traveling, this is where we put it.
Is that where you wanted me to put that, where I put craze off?
Yes.
Okay.
That's perfect. So
And
if you're
that's in
curious
general
like who's
company
gone and what's going on.
Can we invite that calendar?
I hope that's where he wanted it.
Yes.
So like if I was going to put my time off on my calendar, I could invite this calendar and it would populate.
I don't. No.
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 Sure.
This public folder is kind of, I think it's difficult. I don't enjoy working in here because it's so hard to get to and it doesn't sync with your tablets or your smartphones.
Again, if you talk to Thompson, he can create shortcuts so that it's not so difficult to find this. It's just right there at the top, and you can review it, and it will show it all. If you have multiple calendars clicked, it will show all of them next to each other.
Okay. Contacts. Any questions? Like, I'll show you that. Do you know how to set up a distribution list? You know what a distribution list is? Okay, real fast. When Jim...
Like when senior just hit Salt Lake office, all, bam?
Mm-hmm. That's the distribution list, yep. So when Jim Bodell passed away, I sent the obituary out to newspapers and other media outlets. So I just created a distribution list with all the people on here, their emails, click send. All you have to do is new distribution list, and it pulls this up. You want to add members or select members. Click on it. Everybody comes up. And you can change which address book it looks in.
Your contacts.
So if I want to pull it from my contacts, pull them there. If I want to pull them from the global list, you can pull them from there. You just
Is that distribution list then saved?
Yes.
Until you...
Correct. So it says name, type in what you want to name it as, like Cherokee or whatever, save and close, and it's right there. So when you go to send an email address, all you have to do is type Cherokee.
Maybe.
And there it is.
What did you go click?
Check names.
You were so fast.
Sorry, I forget. I go really fast. If you click on check names, if there's anything that...
You can hit that little plus button.
Yeah, it will tell you who it is. this is asking like if it will show everybody. So just say okay, and it shows you everybody that it's Cherokee listed.
Okay.
Who maintains like that Salt Lake office distribution list for
Mike Thompson.
Oh, he does. So he adds and subtracts.
Yep.
As he creates addresses, I suppose. Huh?
Yeah. So yeah. Anything else you guys want to see on contacts?
vCards, sending a contact as a card.
Okay, so Carrie Clark, first contact. I want to send it to Blaine. So on this up here, you can click on send. You can send it as a business card, as a vCard, or in Outlook format. Each of them kind of send it a little bit differently. If you send it as a business card, it puts the attachment as well as a picture of the card. You can't change this at all, so it sends it as it is.
I think if you get that email too, after you've closed it, even if you do nothing with it, it imports that data into your personal contacts. I could be wrong about that.
I think you have to drag it.
Yeah,
I thought you did, but I've started doing that, and it says, "Oh, you want to update this information?" I'm like, "Oh, I just got it," you know. So I think it's just doing it automatic. Yeah, that comes up, and so I think we're kind of already there. Duplicate contact, yeah. So it was just doing it for you.
Or you can send it as an Outlook format, and it just has the attachment without the image of the business card.
Cool.
So I would like to eventually, it's not where it should be right now, but I would like to be able to, when you guys send emails out, to attach your vCard.
With every email?
People don't have to do anything with it if they don't want to. So.
It takes up okay.
Contact information's in your signature as well, but sometimes
certain people
technology is making us more lazy too. So
yeah.
it's already
Do we have a standard on the signatures?
The signature block, yes. It should have been set up when you got your email. It's not pulling up because I'm not on my computer, but there is a standard.
You put the signature in your normal email, so it's just automatically there every time.
Yeah, it is.
So it's automatically.
That's what it should be.
But if you like send a document, if you're saying I'm in an Excel sheet and I'm going to send that to somebody, then you just click on there and you can add your signature to it too.
And is our new email signature same as our reply email signature? So the whole works. Goes in.
When you drop that down, you've got a couple different options for the signature you want to use.
But we're using the same one all the time.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's a new message or a reply message.
Reply message, I think he set it up so there's no signature.
I've actually changed so that mine's an abbreviated of the full signature. There's no reason to send them the logo and stuff every time.
That's what I've done. I was just curious if there was a standard.
It just, having all that on there just makes them really long. You got to scroll through a bunch of stuff to get to the next one.
And after a while, it's like, yeah, I know where you work, and I know how to get a hold of you, and I know that this is privileged information, and I'm supposed to recycle. You know, get rid of it.
But this is where you change it, so you can have different signatures. Your new message, obviously, we want your full bold signature, replies and forwards. Like Peter said, it's okay to have an abbreviated version with your name and your phone number and email if you want. Another thing is out of office assistant. Anyone use it? Anyone? Yay! This is for when you're out of the office, on vacation, unavailable for any reason. You go to Tools. I have to remember out of office assistant right here. Click on that, and it brings up a screen that you can set a reply.
That's when you send you get those replies that
Correct. I'm out of the office. I'll be returning on this day. If you have any questions, please contact blah, 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 blah. There's two different options. Inside my organization, so if I send an email to Hoppy and he's gone, it will reply to me because I work for Bodell that says, I'm not here, get a clue, do it yourself. Or
go look in my office.
yeah. And then you can also, outside my organization, it can be the more formal, I'm out of the office till this day, please contact Vanessa if you have any questions, or if it's regarding a contract, contact Wendy. Like
you need to update them both every time.
Yes. You need to make sure that when you set this, you set the dates and the times. Because it's
so you're not back from vacation and it's still kicking.
Yeah, because that's super annoying when it's like a week later and it's like, I'm out of the office till this day. It's like,
so you have to come back and turn it back off.
Correct.
Yeah, usually when I come back in, though, it'll say your out of office is on. Do you want to change that?
Oh,
I don't get that. I don't get a message that pops up in the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
Michelle, is there an auto forward along with this? I'm out of the office. I'll return on this time. If you have
You'll still get
questions,
emails.
contact somebody.
If you have this on,
yeah.
You'll still get emails. It doesn't mean that you'll miss out on anything.
Well, I understand that, but I'm on a cruise in the South Pacific, and there's something urgent. Did that forward to Greg or Wendy or somebody so that they can at least look at what it is? Because I'm not going to be able to get emails till the boat lands.
When you have
Gary Jepson used to do that at Dropping Nuts.
Yeah.
So when you're gone,
200 I got, you get 200.
when you're gone, that rules that Patty asked us to go over, there's a little button right here on the screen that you're out of office assistant. You're in here setting it up. You have your rules button right here. Click on that. Add a rule. When it's from anyone, and you go through and you set it up. When it's sent directly to me, I want to forward it to Michelle. And any email you get, it forwards directly to me. Or you can say if it's anything from Mike Bodell, from Mike, okay, reply with, like you can set anything up. You can automatically delete it if you want.
Do you have a smartphone?
Yes.
And you're never off?
Well,
like he was saying, though, if he's out in the middle of the Caribbean
As soon as he
Ocean.
hits port, they'll all come.
Yeah,
that's right. You'll get them. You'll get them. But if it was something important, I like to use if it came from a specific engineer, somebody looks at it.
Like, you don't need to be forwarding your newsletter or your meeting request from the twin sisters.
Yeah. What he did was he sent everything to both of us, if you remember.
Gary?
Yeah.
It was crazy. I mean, you know, all of the Mormon missionaries out there and all of the family stuff. And, oh my God. It was like, oh, please.
One last thing. I'll check. We want everyone, please do this. So make note, if you don't have this already, how to turn spell check on any message before it gets sent. I mean, it's really easy just to type up a quick email and just send it off, but you have to turn on the automatic spell check. So before it sends it, it will run spell check. So real fast, how to do that: tools, options, and then the spelling tab across the top. Just click on that. Always check spelling before sending. Check that.
Is there any way that you can set that up so it spell checks your title block also, not just the message?
It spell checks everything.
It spell checks everything.
It doesn't, all it checks is just the message. It doesn't check your
I don't think it's a subject line.
It won't
It does.
spell check your subject.
Let's try it.
No, it doesn't. Just spell it like you think you're going to, and it'll come up on. See if it'll check it.
I don't want to send. I want to send it to myself.
Type the same thing.
Oh, mine doesn't. Mine won't.
Is yours on? Don't
yes,
put
of course
this on.
it is. I'm a priest. Can't I spell my own name twice?
I bet that happened too, Blaine.
Yeah, it doesn't check it.
It doesn't catch everything. It catches most of them, but there's a few words that you'll type in. I mean, it doesn't tell you you're using the wrong version of TOO versus TW.
No.
It won't say, oh, wrong application.
But
it's not that smart.
I've never had it check my.
I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Michelle, is there something in that spelling and autocorrect box that might address that?
And it might, yeah. So you can go in and
That's it.
let's see. Yeah.
I think if you go back to that last one, there was one that was, go back one more, at the bottom there, check grammar with spelling when typing.
Well, I'll never go through.
Yeah, then it'll autocorrect, and then it'll real correct.
Yeah, you got to reread because it will autocorrect.
Probably correct, yeah.
Wi-Fi goes to Wi.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we didn't.
Jimmy Fallon has something that almost once a week now autocorrects it.
One additional thing is categories. I personally don't use them very often. I have a little bit. I have one set up for Michael J. Bodell, one for office remodel, and then another one for marketing. It's just another way to organize your emails.
Or your tasks.
Or your, yeah.
Or any of those categories.
So here, like, there's my marketing tasks that I need to do. You guys can all see where I'm not doing stuff. And they come up in red when they're behind, like when they're not done yet. So I only have one in marketing. Like, notice that's why this is why I had him hidden, because I have a lot for Mike that I haven't done. So categories, you can set them up. All you have to do is right-click in the categories, and it pulls them all up. And if you click on all categories, it brings up the box that you can set it up. So you can add a new one. So I can say Cherokee, and so anytime I categorize anything to Cherokee, it's going to be orange. You can even set up a shortcut key. So we'll do Control F2. Okay, okay, and then this one, I don't know what that one is. I can hit, what was it?
F2.
Control F2.
I think you need to be clicked out of it and something else.
So right there, it categorized it as Cherokee. So any tasks that are assigned to Cherokee, you can sort it by category. So they're all coming down to the Cherokee section. And I'm not saying you have to do that. It's just the first project in my mind.
Does it say that it's 9:06 on there because of your Hawaii adjustment?
Yeah, it might.
Which is funny that we do that.
Oh, no, it's not. Because I switched it.
You switch your time.
Oh, you said what time zone you were in.
Switched it, yeah.
That's right.
Oh. Because my current Windows time is Salt Lake. I had it done to Hawaii, so it's Salt Lake.
Yeah.
So, okay, there. Switched it back to 106. Okay?
Awesome.
Any questions? Anything you guys want to see?
I'll have some, I'm sure, when I go to try to do it.
Yeah.
I am recording this, so I will post it to YouTube and send it out to you guys so you can review. YouTube. Your tube. It will be an online link, and I'll break it down to what time we were talking about last.
YouTube lunch and learn.
You're not going to put it on Yammer?
Yeah.
Why don't you put it into the Yammer?
I'll post it in. Well, I'll post
the link
in Yammer.
You know, that thing comes up and I just delete it. I don't even look at it anymore. What a pain in the butt.
How do you really think, Blaine?
Yeah, right? How do you really feel about it?
If you guys have any questions or if there's something that you guys want further instruction on, please feel free to come to my office. I'll come and do some one-on-one training with you. I'll be there. It's a one-time offer.
These are just like any other Microsoft program. There's a lot of buttons, there's a lot of commands, there's a lot of repeats. If you just start messing with it, you'll see it's not as intimidating as it looks. There's 5 buttons up there that are also in the menu bar somewhere that can also be accessed by Control or space or something. You just have to, it's actually not as complicated as it looks. That's Microsoft's big downfall, is they intimidate the user with all that.
And like I said at the beginning, Outlook is a very personal thing. There's different ways to set up different things, different ways to do certain things. It's just whatever works best for you guys. This works for me, so don't feel like you guys have to do it. The only thing is spell check. Please make sure that that box is checked. Next Lunch and Learn is on the 28th of March, and it's going to be 401k advisors, and they will be here to go over 401k, any questions you guys have. March 28th. I'll send out the invitation here after this meeting so that will be on your calendar. So look forward to that. I'll be there. And
quiz?
Mike.
Or are we skipping the quiz?
Oh, I don't have a quiz.
Okay.
It was, I forgot.
You were
Quiz?
kidding.
No, Mike has presents for everybody.
Reward for those of you who came. Hot, cold drinks, whatever. We're getting rid of the, we don't need to record this. We're getting rid of the paper cups